Hello Wrexham fans. How are you? I hope you're doing well, and look, 3 new, explosive signings and more. These are astronomical signings. Stay until the end and I'll tell you everything and more. But first, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to receive all the latest news from the Red Dragons. Before I tell you the big news, here are the latest and greatest news from Wrexham AFC. And look, Wrexham has already conquered North America with the strength of Reynolds and McElhenney. But now, they've gone even further. The Red Dragons have also made their mark in Australia. Did you know the team went on a pre-season tour facing none other than Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC, and Wellington Phoenix? Well, and it didn't stop there. They're already planning a friendly against Groningen. But before we move on to the next stop on this world tour, it's worth reflecting. How much of a commercial success has this project been? The answer: gigantic. Wrexham attracted over 100,000 fans during their games in Australia and New Zealand. In the match against Sydney FC alone, over 40,000 people attended the Allianz Stadium. And the overall tour numbers have been released. 102,661 fans attended the 3 games. Impressive, right? In the opening match against Melbourne alone, over 37,000 attended. And in the match against Wellington, over 25,000 fans. And there's more. According to financial expert Adam Williams, this tour could have earned Wrexham around £30 million. Yes, £30 million. This is all part of Reynolds' long-term vision, and the plan is working perfectly. Now comes the big question: what's next? After dominating America and Australia, everything points to Asia being the next stop. The US is already passionate about the club, and as long as Ryan and Rob are around, that bond will only grow stronger. They brought the best of what they have to Australia, their beloved players, the famous pub The Turf, and the spirit of Northeast Wales. Now, if they can win over the Asian public, Wrexham could become a true global giant. And look, Coach Phil Parkinson wants to make the most of it to get the team ready, and that's where the news comes in. Another friendly has been confirmed. Wrexham will face FC Groningen. Yes, it's confirmed. The traditional Dutch team, FC Groningen, will face Wrexham in a pre-season friendly scheduled for August 2nd. You might be thinking, will this game be in a big stadium in the Netherlands? Almost. Groningen normally plays at Euroborg, a modern stadium with over 22,000 seats, which has even hosted matches for the Dutch national team. But this friendly will be a little different. The duel against Wrexham will take place at De Langelicht in Veendam, the former stadium of SC Veendam, which unfortunately closed its doors in 2024. And note, the stadium is south of Groningen, and many passionate Wrexham fans will surely travel across Europe to witness this momentous occasion. And Reynolds, will he be there? Yeah, FC Groningen itself sent Reynolds a direct message asking if he'll be there. Will he be there? We don't know yet, but it would be amazing, right? Who is FC Groningen? For those of you who don't know Groningen very well, here's a tip. They're a club with a long history in Dutch football. Stars like Arjen Robben, Van Dijk, Luis Suarez, and even the Koeman brothers have played there. They were relegated to the 2nd division in 2023, but they've come back strong and are ready for another season in the Eredivisie Elite. And their first official match will be against AZ Alkmaar on August 10th. Now, the match against Wrexham promises to be another special chapter in the Red Dragons' international journey. And pre-season is in full swing, huh? Less than 3 weeks before the league officially kicks off, and Wrexham already knows who their first challenge will be: Southampton. A huge clash right off the bat. And while the fans prepare, the backroom at Stock Cae Ras is buzzing. Phil Parkinson has barely had time to breathe, and it's no wonder. On Friday, Wrexham announced the arrival of Liberato Kakase. Left-back Liberato Kakase, a member of the New Zealand national team, was announced as a new signing, joining Wrexham from Empoli for an undisclosed fee. He's signed until 2028 and joins them. And if you thought it was over, hold on. Just days after Kakase's arrival, the club confirmed another major signing. George Thomason is the new signing. According to reports over the weekend, the player has already undergone a medical and is now officially a Wrexham player. He joined from Bolton Wanderers, and the club reportedly paid around £1.2 million to complete the deal. Thomason, 24, signed a 3-year contract. He has a proven track record. He was released by Blackpool as a youth player, but shone at Longridge Town, an amateur team, and then excelled at Bolton, both in League Two and League One. In an interview with Wrexham's official website, he spoke enthusiastically. "I'm looking forward to being here and can't wait to be part of this journey the club is on." He added, "It's a very special moment and this season promises a lot." And what did Phil Parkinson say? The manager had been searching for a left-footed midfielder all summer. He tried Tom Kearney, but he decided to stay at Fulham. Lewis O'Brien also failed. But now, with Thomason in the squad, Parkinson sees the balance he was looking for in midfield. And he couldn't hide his excitement. "We're very happy to welcome George to the club. We're already looking forward to seeing him on the field with the group this week and fully integrating him into the team." Hold on, Wrexham could be about to break the club's transfer record with an investment that could reach £10 million. That's right, a huge sum to bolster the Red Dragons' attack. According to journalist Alan Nixon, this information came directly from his Patreon, and he says Phil Parkinson could be given carte blanche to spend this huge sum this summer to bring in a difference-making striker. Just imagine, a signing of this magnitude would completely change Wrexham's status and show everyone that the club is serious about this fight to establish itself in the Championship. But here's the catch. Despite this hefty budget, the club still hasn't found the perfect player. Meanwhile, some interesting targets have already been on the table, but they haven't met all the requirements for this record-breaking investment. Two names Wrexham has as options, and who are already generating excitement among fans, are Josh Windass and Michael Smith. They have impressive track records, came from Sheffield Wednesday, and could be signed for free. In other words, these are viable and smart options to strengthen the squad without spending millions. However, if the club really wants to shell out this kind of fortune, the idea is to target a much more impactful player, one who brings experience, goals, and the sparkle every fan wants to see on the field. And speaking of major reinforcements, Patrick Bamford is one of the names that has been heavily rumored. He could leave Leeds United, and if Wrexham manages to bring him in, he would be a huge addition to the Red Dragons' attack. Do you think he has a chance of making it? Or does anyone have another name in mind who would fit perfectly into the team? So far, no player linked with Wrexham has come close to the £10 million mark, which shows that, if this transfer goes through, the club will be entering a completely different market than we've seen so far, and that's leaving their Championship rivals scratching their heads. Now I want to hear from you. Who should be this star who will arrive to make history and help Wrexham shine even brighter in the English Second Division? Comment below with your thoughts. And don't forget to like the channel and subscribe to be the first to see everything. Let's join in this together, because this season promises to be amazing, and Wrexham is just beginning its journey to the top.